Hi my friends! Welcome to the channel English Professionally, and this video course is Advanced Speaking in 10 days, so this video is extremely important. Really, how can you become an advanced speaker in 10 days? So, are you ready to know it? I hope so, okay? So, I have an intermediate level and I'm really determined to reach an advanced level in English speaking. So intermediate, you know that it means middle, and I'm really determined, yeah, a nice phrase for speaking. I mean, it means that I really want, I'm really determined, I'm really serious about it, I'm really determined to reach or to have an advanced level in English speaking, okay? And so I have a question, how long will it take me? So really, how long? So a week, 2 weeks, 1 month, 2 months or more? Okay, so taking into account the fact that your level is about intermediate, yeah, a really nice phrase. So you can say taken into account, or there is another similar phrase you might know, so it's taken into consideration. It means that if we consider this fact, so if we have this fact, yeah, that your level is about intermediate, yeah, so we have this fact, and so it can take you no more, it can take you no more than 10 days, yeah, no more than 10 days, really. So if you have a good intermediate level, no more than 10 days, yeah, and if we're talking about speaking, yeah, so you can become an advanced English speaker. Okay, good. Incredible, incredible or impossible, unbelievable. Okay, don't you believe it? Don't you believe it? I believe it. Why not? I just want to know how I can achieve such a brilliant result, or how can I have such a brilliant result, such a great result. So I really want this result, and it's a real deadline. So it's a real deadline. So if you have a deadline, it means that you need to do something urgently as soon as possible. So you have a time limit, and so we have this time limit, yeah, 10 days, and it's a real deadline. So we have a deadline, we have this time limit, and we need to do it, okay, urgently. So as soon as possible. Okay, take it easy. Take it easy. Yeah, a nice phrase. It means relax. Okay, relax. Take it easy. We'll focus on these tips. Yeah. So we're going to talk about it. So don't worry. So everything will be okay. Okay. So my friends, I wish I knew all these tips. Yeah, a great structure. So you know that if you have I wish, you use past simple. I wish I knew. It means that it's just my wish, and in fact, I don't know all these tips, and I wish I knew all these tips and had an advanced level in speaking. Okay? Yeah, okay. The thing is that, or the problem is that, yeah, I'm talking about an advanced level in speaking. If you want to have an advanced level in all possible parts of English, so or in different parts of English, I mean it's a nice phrase, so you can use it when you actually give different explanations. So I mean grammar, vocabulary, listening and writing, you'll need more time. Okay, so not only speaking, yeah, so but you also need to focus maybe on grammar, vocabulary, listening and writing. Yeah, but you know, we're talking about speaking right now. Okay, good. How long? Maybe a month or a couple of months. A couple of months means 2 months. If you study really hard, and if you are gifted in languages. So if you are gifted in languages, it means that if you have a talent, if you are a talented person, yeah, concerning languages, so you can have an advanced level. So in a month or in a couple of months, I mean, if we look at all these aspects, I mean, all these parts, grammar, vocabulary, listening, writing, whatever, so different things, okay? Okay, it suits me, yeah, nice phrase. It suits me, it means it's okay for me, or it's suitable for me, it's okay for me if I have an advanced level in speaking. In a couple of weeks, yeah, or in 2 weeks, I'll be fully satisfied. I'll be fully satisfied, yeah. I'll be really happy. So I'll be absolutely happy, yeah. I'll be fully satisfied. Okay, good. So really good. So I have the same thoughts, or I have the same ideas. I have the same opinion. First of all, yeah, or the first thing, yeah, we learn English for speaking. We learn English for speaking. It's our main priority. It's our main priority. So we put it in the first place. It's the most important thing for us. I mean, to speak English perfectly, like native speakers. Yeah. Okay. Briefly speaking, what are these main tips? So briefly speaking or shortly speaking. So I'll try to be short or I'll try to be brief. What are these main tips? Okay. Incredible as it may seem, your main aim is to make sure you're perfectly aware of one fundamental difference between these two levels, so that you can work out the best strategy possible. Okay, the thing is that, yeah, nice phrase, yeah, the thing is that I understand what it all means. Yeah, what it all means, but I usually speak English much more simply. It means that I don't use, I mean, difficult, structures, vocabulary or words. I just use simple English. Yeah. So if you speak English simply, simply, you use simple words, simple structures, okay, simple vocabulary, and so on. Okay, so the word simple has nothing to do with an advanced level. Yeah, a very good phrase. So has nothing to do means that actually it isn't about this level, it isn't about this advanced level. So, it's for another level, yeah, and it has mostly to do with an elementary or basic level. Okay, please keep in mind these two great phrases for speaking. Has nothing to do, yeah, with an advanced level, so it isn't about it, and has mostly to do, it's mostly about it, yeah. It has mostly to do with an elementary or basic level, yeah. If you, use like this phrases like this, I like, I want, I think, yeah. If you, or you, mostly use present simple, past simple, future simple, only these things, yeah, or like adjectives like this, good, bad. So it's really very simple. It has nothing to do with advanced level, yeah. It's for this basic level. Do you see? Yeah, it's pretty clear. So pretty clear, yeah. One more interesting phrase. So pretty means quite clear. It's quite clear, so it's really clear. Yeah, it's really clear. Okay. So the first tip, yeah, one tip. So the first tip is that you need to know the difference between these two levels. Intermediate and advanced, and not just vaguely. So what is vaguely? Vaguely means unclearly. Vaguely means unclearly. So when it isn't so clear for you, not just vaguely, but on the contrary. But you need to have the opposite, yeah, thing in your mind. So you need to know it very clearly. So really, what's the difference? What's the difference between, intermediate and advanced level, yeah? What's the difference between these two levels? So you need to know the criteria, and then it will be possible for you to think about, how you can reach this level, how you can reach this level. So let's look at this passage one more time. Yeah, passage, short text, and try to understand what it's all about. Yeah, and try to understand what it's all about. So try to understand the meaning. Okay, so let's do it. So as you see, so I said it, but very shortly, without any explanations at all. Yeah, just let's have a look at about it one more time. So you see, incredible as it may seem, Okay, so I mean that, so if you hear this phrase, yeah, incredible, it may seem okay, you think, oh, what a nice phrase, what an interesting phrase, what a great phrase. So I think your level is really very high. So I think that you know English very well. So you use, I mean, actually such brilliant or such amazing phrases, incredible as it may seem. It means, in other words, it means that it's hard to believe, yeah, incredible as it may seem, so it's really incredible. But just look, I mean, at the way this phrase sounds, okay? So your main aim, okay, not just aim but main aim. So as you see, so we use different linking words, things which connect, they connect the parts of the sentences, yeah, and they help us, so they connect the parts of the sentences, and they help us actually to structure our ideas, so we have a clear structure, and you see, it's more understandable, incredible as it may seem, your main aim is, and you also need to use different adjectives, different adverbs, so it's very important. So you need to focus on adjectives and adverbs, not just good, bad, not this simple adjective, is to make sure, yeah, and it's a nice phrase. It also, you know, connects these parts of the sentences, yeah, to make sure, in other words, it's to be sure you are perfectly aware of one fundamental difference. Okay, I know that you can say that you know one difference or one big difference. Yeah, if you say, if you know one big difference, it's okay. But you can say not if you know, but if you are aware of. It means that if you know it, if you are perfectly aware, it means if you know it very well. And you know that it's very important to know different adjectives, adverbs, but not separately. You don't need to, to have only, a list of these adjectives, but you need to have these phrases. We call them collocations. So you need to know most common collocations for this advanced level, yeah? And so not big difference, but fundamental difference. It means great difference, most important difference, yeah, between these two levels, so that you can work out the best strategy possible. So work out means so that you can have and follow it. So it's about phrasal verbs. So you can't do without phrasal verbs. So you just need to have a list of phrasal verbs, maybe 250 phrasal verbs or 300 phrasal verbs. You know that we have these videos, and use them in your speech. If you use phrasal verbs, you know, you'll sound really smart, yeah? And so, you know, actually it isn't so difficult to understand phrasal verbs. They are pretty easy. Okay, so you can work out the best strategy possible. So you can say the best strategy or the best strategy possible. So it's one more grammar structure. So you need to understand grammar too, but not grammar, elementary grammar, but grammar which can tell me, and I will understand immediately that your level is advanced, to advanced grammar structures, but not just basic things. Okay, so very important things. Okay, so really you need to know these linking words, you need to know different collocations and advanced grammar structures, yeah? Just you have, you see these examples, okay? To sum up, you just need, to sum up means, so in conclusion, you just need to know these lists of most useful phrases for speaking, suitable for this level. Suitable for this level means which are okay for this level. It means that, just let me explain it. So the problem is that if you start looking for it online, you often see unnatural so phrases which aren't so natural and rarely met or rarely used phrases, yeah, really, we have it. And or for low levels, so you can see lots of phrases, yeah, but mostly for low levels, so not higher than intermediate, yeah. It's a pity, it's really, it's a very sad fact. And secondly, most of these phrases are natural and aren't so good, yeah. So, and let me give you an example of these phrases. What I mean, it's like, you know, incredible as it may seem. Just one more phrase. Amazing as it may seem, so it's just a kind of this structure. I mean, incredible as it may seem, amazing as it may seem, so this structure is for advanced students, yeah, that's true. Then to put it mildly, it means that I just don't want actually to be rude, but I want to say it politely. So to put it mildly, or to say it mildly, so if I want to say it politely, or for example, surprisingly enough, strangely enough, and so on. And so if you know these phrases, let's say 100, or I think it's better now, 200 phrases, yeah, your speaking will be unbelievable. And you know, it won't take you long, yeah, just to memorize all these phrases and start practicing it, yeah, in your daily life, in daily English conversation. Well, so and so on. Okay, so secondly, you need to know a special list of collocations, like, yeah, let me give you an example of this collocation. So bitterly disappointed, it means you're really disappointed. Okay, yeah, you can say I'm very sad, I'm upset, I'm so unhappy, but yeah, it's for elementary, mostly for elementary students. So advanced students use more advanced vocabulary, and the speech is always full of different collocations. Next, highly successful, it means very, very successful. So you can say that he's a very successful businessman, or he's a highly successful businessman. So why highly, why successful, how can we translate it? You know, it's really difficult to translate it, I mean normally, but the fact is that it sounds very natural in English, highly successful. Or one more thing, yeah, blissfully unaware. So we talked about it, so aware or of, I mean that you remember this phrase. So if you are perfectly aware of, so if you are aware of something, it means you know it. So I'm aware of this fact, I mean, I know this fact, so I'm aware of the fact that there are lots of great videos on the channel English Professionally. Or but the opposite thing is unaware, yeah, so I was unaware of that fact, I didn't know it, or I was blissfully unaware, and you know, it just to make it sound stronger. Okay, good. So is it enough? So if you do it, yeah, good thing. So your speaking will get much more advanced, yeah. And you know, one more important point. So you don't need to know 30,000 English words or more, yeah, to sound like an advanced speaker, really. So students often think, okay, I learn 20,000 English words, 30, 50, 100, so a million, yeah, and so my level will be, you know, so high. No, things don't work this way, okay? In fact, yeah, you think that you just need to have these lists, yeah, and I mean, not the list of English words. You need to have this list of English phrases. So don't learn English words, learn them in context, learn English phrases, collocations, phrases, okay? And you can memorize them, I mean, this list of collocations, phrases, and start using them effectively, let's say in 10 days. So you don't need, you know, 1000 English collocations, but I think 200 or so will be enough, okay? Good. Okay, so and it's more than enough, yeah. If you really get down to learning English really seriously, it's bound to happen. Okay, so what? Maybe you want me to repeat it? Okay, no problem. It's about the next useful tips. It's about the next useful tips. Look, it's more than enough. If you really get down to, so get down is a phrasal verb. It means start. It means start. If you really start learning English, really seriously, it's bound to happen. Bound to or certain to. You can also hear, yeah, this actually variant, certain to. It means that I'm sure it will happen. So you can say I'm sure it will happen, or it is certain to happen. So which phrase actually will sound more advanced? If you say I'm sure it will happen, or it's bound to happen, or it's certain to happen. So you see the difference. So then you need to use phrases like these ones, okay? And right, yeah, you're absolutely right. So it's about the next useful tips, okay? So you need to know what? You need to know phrasal verbs, and not only to know, but to use them in your speech, yeah, and advanced grammar structures, yeah. So this thing is about phrasal verbs, whereas this second thing, yeah, is about advanced grammar structures. And let me tell you what I mean. Okay, so what is it all about? I just want to say, or I only want to say, that students want to know advanced grammar, and they spend months on learning some points, maybe some difficult points, yeah, concerning tenses or about tenses or related to tenses, okay, like present perfect continuous, past perfect continuous. You know that there is some information, I mean, for intermediate level. Actually, concerning these tenses, there is some information for advanced level, yeah, concerning these tenses, and they actually try to learn these exceptions and so on. However, they don't realize that it isn't for a high level. It isn't for a high level, really. How should I understand it? Okay, so if you use different English tenses, so even if you know all possible exceptions, you won't sound like an advanced student. Okay, since it means because it's mostly intermediate grammar. Okay, really? So you can know, you may know, I mean, all English tenses. You know active voice, passive voice. So you know difficult structures about tenses, but it isn't for this advanced level. So for this advanced level, you need to know other structures. And if you actually spend lots of time, yeah, on learning tenses and so on, you won't sound like an advanced student. Okay. So nevertheless, but if you use advanced grammar structures, yeah, if you use it in your speech, okay, sorry for my typos, yeah, so sorry, okay, I'll understand it at once, yeah. So it's like, you know, incredible as it may seem, so I hear it, yeah, and I understand, oh, you know a lot about speaking, or it's like, you know, bound to a center, oh, you know a lot, so you don't know just basic things, you understand it at once. Okay, good. Please explain it. Okay, no problem. I can do it one more time. I mean, if I hear, for instance, it's bound to happen. So, for instance, means, for example, it's bound to happen or it's certain to happen. I'll understand that you really know and you can use the structures not just for intermediate level, yeah? So your speech should be full of difficult grammar structures, not just tenses. So English grammar isn't only about tenses, so you need to use more advanced structures. Is that all? Not really. So you also need to understand that you have a time limit, so you don't have years or decades, yeah, to learn English. If you have just 10 days or even less, so you don't have time for reading or listening a lot. So, you know, you can often hear, okay, you need to read a lot, to listen a lot, but the question is, okay, what should I read? What should I listen? So it will take me actually so long, months or maybe years, okay? And you need to do the following. Look, you need to translate everything you have in your mind. So maybe you have something in your mind, some ideas, and you need to translate all these ideas. How? From your mother tongue into English, and English should be in your head all day, but not simple phrases, not simple grammar structures, not simple vocabulary. When you think in English or when you translate, something from your mother tongue into English, yeah, if you actually haven't actually acquired the skill to think in English, use the lists we were talking about. So you have these lists, I mean, of linking words, so grammar structures, advanced grammar structures, phrasal verbs, and so think in English and translate, but use more difficult things, yeah, which actually have been already mentioned in this great video course. Okay, my friends, thanks a lot for your support, really, thanks a million, and I wish you good luck and good progress. Okay, see you, my friends. Hi, my friends, welcome to the channel English Professionally, and this video course is how to speak English fluently in 10 days. Okay, thank you very much for your support. I really hope that you like this video, okay? So, are you ready to start? I hope so. You know, I want to improve my speaking skills urgently. So I want to improve means I want to make them better. So I want to speak better. And urgently means as soon as possible. So I need to do it now. And I can't learn English for years. It means for a very long time, so for 3 years, for 5 years, it's too long to have a basic level in speaking. So to have means if I want to have a basic level in speaking, so the first level or the second level, so not such a high level in speaking. Firstly, yeah, the first thing, as you might guess. As you might guess means, so as you might know, or as you know, I don't have so much time. Secondly, yeah, very nice phrases, okay? Secondly, I need an advanced level. Advanced level means the highest level in speaking. So I want to speak English really well. I'll never be satisfied with a basic level. So be satisfied means I will never be happy. I will never be happy about a basic level, so that's not for me, okay? Well, how much time do you have? Not much at all. So really not much, really not much. Can you say it more exactly? Can you say it more exactly? So just can you give me some details? So really, can you tell me how much time you have? Okay, just a little less than a couple of weeks. Couple of weeks means 2 weeks. Couple of means 2 weeks. A little less than 2 weeks or than 14 days. I think you know how to speak English fluently in 10 days. Okay? And you can really give me a hand. A nice phrase, give me a hand, means you can really help me. Right. I can help. I don't want to guarantee, so I don't want to guarantee that you'll be an advanced English speaker. So guarantee, it means that I don't want to tell you that you'll definitely do it, so that it's true for 100%. No. So it means that not maybe an advanced English speaker, but close to it, yeah, close to this level, but not maybe an advanced level, yeah. As I need, as means because, as I need to know much about your current level. So current level, so the level which you have now. But I do feel. Do means really. I do feel means, but I really feel it's possible. So it's possible, yeah, you can do it, to reach some fluency in English within 10 days. To reach some fluency, to become fluent in English, yeah? Within 10 days or in 10 days during this period of time. Okay, that suits me. It means that's okay, that's alright, that suits me, it's okay. It's suitable for me. I want to know more about it. Okay, there are some extremely useful tips that you need to know. So extremely useful tips means very, very useful tips which you need to know. What are they? Don't think that learning English 1 hour a day will help you enormously or will help you greatly. It means that if you think that you learn 1 hour English 1 hour a day and it will be enough for you, no. So this thought or this idea is very naive. So in fact it isn't so, and it has no foundation. It has no foundation means actually there is no reason. There is no reason for thinking this way. No reason. Okay? If someone thinks you can learn English fast while learning English, it means while or when you learn English. When you learn English. When you learn English only. Okay, only 1 hour a day, it verges on the ridiculous. It's a nice phrase, so you can say it verges on the ridiculous or it borders on the ridiculous. It means that it's ridiculous, it's absurd, so it's very naive, it's not true, so it's impossible. And in particular means in your case, in your situation, it's totally unacceptable. Totally unacceptable. It means that you can't accept it. So no way is it good for you. So it isn't good for you at all. Since means because you have such a time limit. Time limit, it means that you have such a time limit. So I remember that you need you have just 2 days. So we're talking about it. Okay, good. What do you mean? So what do you want to say? What do you mean? Okay? I mean that you need to learn English much more than 1 hour a day. So 1 hour a day isn't enough. How much? I'm not a magician. Okay? And I just want to be as realistic as possible. Okay? So I really want to be realistic. Okay? So if you have only 10 days, all day, so you need all day. Is it really possible? Why not? Don't learn English only in the classroom. If you do it, if you learn English only in the classroom, you always fall behind. Fall behind means you always, show worse results, so your results won't be so good, worse results than your classmates results, so you fall behind, so not enough progress, so your progress won't be so good, and your results will be below average, so average, middle, so below average, so less or worse than middle. Okay, so not, you won't be a top student, not an average student, so so maybe you'll be one of the worst students, not so good. Okay, so the most important point is that, or the most important thing is that you need to think in English during the day. You need to start with translating separate words. Separate words means some words, okay, some phrases, and simple sentences. You need to start with it. Really, it's a crucial point. It means the most important point. So you need to pay attention to it. Okay? It's a crucial point. Will it give me fluency? A great deal of fluency. It means lots of fluency. You'll have another level of fluency. I'll be straightforward. Or I'll be direct. So I'll tell you what I really think. Most students fail, so it means that they don't succeed, they don't have a good result, because they use traditional and ineffective methods which can only lead to slow progress. So ineffective methods which aren't good enough, which can only lead to slow progress. So as a result, you have You only have slow progress. You only make slow progress. Can you give me more details? Right. As a rule, students have just one book and they study it with a teacher who checks their progress. It's so slow. You depend on your teacher and other students too much. Really, it's a problem. You depend on it too much. So we used to express our negative feelings, to express our negative attitude. Okay, so it has also become a very profitable business. It means that profitable business which brings lots of money. Good profit. When it's said, it's passive voice. When people say, when it's said everywhere that only this method is the best one, or only this method is the best method, learning in the classroom. I totally disagree with it. Okay, a nice phrase. So you can say, I don't agree with it, I disagree. But if you want to emphasize, your idea, you can say, I totally, it sounds even stronger. I totally disagree with it. So I don't agree with it at all. People often make money on education and on students. Make money on education students here. They say that only learning English in the classroom with a teacher can bring the results you need, so can bring or can give you the results you need or you want, or you need to buy a special course. You need to buy a special course which has a miraculous effect. Miraculous, which is full of miracles. So you need just to buy for a course. So it's no matter. It is online or offline. And you have this miraculous effect. Okay? Isn't it right? Isn't it right? Not at all. You'll make some progress, but it isn't very convenient for a teacher, or it isn't very comfortable, convenient, it isn't a good thing for a teacher to tell you that you can use these or those materials, so these or those materials, or some materials where you can also check yourself, it's a problem. So what often happens in reality is that so you need to wait for a teacher, so no one can check your work, just only a teacher. It's a problem. So you need to have some materials where you can check yourself, so that you learn English by yourself, so without paying money, and do it effectively. Teachers often want you to come to them to pay, and it's a sad fact. Or as people want you to pay, it's a sad fact. So people aren't interested in your progress, but they are interested in your pocket, in your money. It's a sad fact, really. Not so good. Really? That's it. It means that's true. Almost no one is interested in it. Or few people are interested in it. In giving you resources, materials, information, advice, or even saying that you can learn English without a teacher. So just imagine it. So an English teacher tells you that okay, you can learn English without a teacher. So it can sound fantastic, unbelievable, but it's true, it's possible. So it isn't very convenient for a teacher to say so. It's a sad fact. So I think it's a vitally important point. So it's a very, very important point. It's a crucial point, or it's a point of great importance, or it's a point of vital importance, a very, very important point. So you need to have a very clear idea in your mind that it mostly depends on you. Don't depend on the classroom. Okay? Good. So are you against taking English classes? No way. It means of course not. Okay? I fully support them. I fully support these classes, so these lessons, if only, or on condition, if only, if we have this condition, you're provided with all the necessary materials, so with all the materials you need to learn on your own, or to learn by yourself and effectively. The thing is that, or the fact is that, the problem is that you're often not given these materials. Yeah, it's a problem, so you don't see these materials, you don't know how to learn English by yourself, yeah? Or the materials aren't good enough, yeah, it's another problem. So maybe you're given some materials, but what about the quality of these materials? Yeah, it's often so bad, yeah, it's so sad. Okay, to sum up, so if we want to make a conclusion, I need to study all day for these 10 days, and I shouldn't, right? And I shouldn't be over dependent on my teacher. When I depend on him or her too much. Thinking English in English, or maybe not only in English, yeah, just trying to translate something, yeah, in my head, should be my regular practice, right? Is that all? Well, you need to do some more things. What is it? So what is it, okay? So you need to have lots of speaking practice during all these days. So lots of, or a lot of speaking practice. The more, the better. Or the more practice you have, the better. So it's a very important thing. So I can take lots of English lessons every day for more than 2 hours. Am I right? So yeah, when you have English lessons every day and they last for more than 2 hours, so am I right? So is it a good idea? So if you can afford it, it means if you have money to pay for it, it's an absolutely brilliant idea. It's an absolutely brilliant idea. It means it's a very, very good idea. So you can say it's a brilliant idea or it's an absolutely brilliant idea to learn English with a teacher for more than 2 hours and every day. So personally, I have this experience. When students ask me just, actually to talk, to them in English and help them, and they just wanted, to study for more than 2, 3, or even 4 hours. Yeah, this practice can take place. Yeah. However, you don't necessarily need to do it. It means actually there is no need to do it, so you don't need to pay, so you don't need to take these English classes. So you can find different speaking partners. So the problem is that you can't reach fluency in English, or you can't get this fluency fast while talking just to one person. So you need to, to have different people to talk to, different speaking partners. You need to get used to different speaking partners, not just to one person. Yeah, it's a very important thing. Yeah, it sounds reasonable. So reasonable, it means that really I think it's a good idea. Yeah, good idea. Okay, so thanks. Let me go on, or let me continue. Okay, I also guess you can't think in English and speak English all day. So I also think so. It's very difficult. Okay, so it can be really tiring, or yeah, it can be really exhausting. You'll get tired or exhausted very quickly, as means because it's a very intensive training. So maybe you want to do it, you have this desire, but it's very difficult, yeah, for your head. Yeah. Okay, so what are you suggesting? You also need to listen to English speech a lot, no matter what you do. So when you do other things, okay, only these things, not only. It is often said that you can reach fluency in English without good grammar. Okay, yeah, it's wrong. If you don't, yeah, it's wrong if you don't live in an English-speaking country. Yeah, so it's very easy. For native speakers to say so. Yeah, just you don't need any grammar at all. Yeah, since they've been living in this English-speaking country for a while, so for a very long time. But you know that your story is different, and you need to learn everything. You need to know grammar, basic grammar first, but not only basic. It's a very important thing. Okay, so how can you explain it? I mean that if you're unsure about something, you have to make pauses. Really. Maybe you want to say something in English, but you're unsure. Maybe it is right, maybe it isn't, and you make pauses. Yeah, your speech won't seem natural and fast enough. Yeah, you'll be speaking slowly. What else can you say? You shouldn't be afraid of mistakes. Show me a person who doesn't make mistakes. Your main aim or your main task is to express your point of view. You need to say what you think and get your message across. So get your message across is a nice phrase, so you need to explain it to another person so that they understand your message or your idea and get your message across. You also need to focus on most important words and phrases. Yeah, most important. You can't know everything. Please, don't learn unimportant words, don't do it, yeah, which are never used, and don't learn unnecessary phrases, so phrases maybe which are only in books. Yeah, you don't need them. You can waste lots of time. So all in all, or in conclusion, you need to do everything which has already been mentioned above. Yeah, so we are talking about it, or been talking it, I think, yeah, very productively to reach more fluency in English. Okay, so I really hope that you follow these tips and you enjoy our lessons on the channel English Professionally, and I want to wish you good luck, my friends. See you. Bye. Hi, my friends. Welcome to the channel English Professionally, and this video is how to speak English fluently in one day. It's a very short video, but very informative at the same time. Okay, are you ready? I hope so. So, how long does it take me to start speaking English fluently? So it means how long time do I need really to start speaking? We usually say start doing something. Yeah, how much time do I need to start speaking English fluently? A good question. Really a good question. So it is said differently. It means that people say differently. It is said differently. But I have my own experience, so I have my story. I reached fluency in English within one day. So it means that I became fluent in English, and it took me one day. How can it be? It's virtually impossible. So it's virtually impossible, or it's almost impossible. Tell me about your experience, please. Well, I have a long story, yeah, but I'll try to make it shorter so that you can understand everything in a short period of time. Really, I'm not going to take your time, so try to be as short as possible. I just want to ask you several questions first. No problem. You're welcome. So, what did you do to have such a great result? Can I do the same? Sure. You can do absolutely the same, and I'm sure it will help you. You know, I used to learn lots of grammar. So used to, it means that you did it earlier. It means that I did it earlier. I did it in my past. I used to learn lots of grammar. I also worked on my vocabulary and listening skills. And I worked on my listening skills a lot. Yeah, I spent lots of time on it. So my level was getting better and better. So getting or becoming better and better. So could you speak English fluently? Not really. The fact is that I could understand and answer. So right, you haven't misheard me. So misheard, it means that you haven't misheard me, you have heard me correctly. Yeah, really. I could understand and answer, but it isn't fluent English. Yeah. So I was able to understand everything thanks to lots of English listening practice. So really I had it and it helped me a lot, but I couldn't speak English effectively, so it was a real problem for me. What do you mean exactly? So you can say what do you mean, or you can say what do you mean exactly. So what do you really mean? What do you really mean? A good question. I mean that I could say just a couple of phrases. Maybe a couple of sentences, so a couple means two. For example, it was something like that. Do you speak English? Yes. Where did you study? Where did you study it? At school and university. At school and university. Okay? And okay, what's wrong with this conversation? So what problems do we have with this conversation? Actually, it means actually or in fact nothing wrong, but it's very far from being perfect, so it isn't a perfect answer. So really, I could say just one or two phrases and sentences, and I knew. So the problem was that I really knew how to say everything. So yeah, but there was some kind of fear, so I was afraid and I couldn't open my mouth, yeah? So theoretically I could say more than one or two phrases, but I couldn't. I don't know why. Maybe it was a language barrier, yeah? And really I felt very stupid and uncomfortable, okay? So it's quite easy to understand it. No one wants to feel this way, yeah? So right, I mostly had very short conversations, so they lasted for 2 minutes maximum, so I lacked practice. It means I didn't have enough practice. So did you try to take private lessons? Yeah, really a good question. Yeah, a good question about private lessons. Well, I did. It helped me a bit, but then I gave it up. It means I stopped, yeah? I stopped it. So mostly for two reasons. So the first reason is that it was expensive, yeah, you know, it costs money, not so little money for me, and I couldn't afford it. I couldn't afford to take these lessons, or I couldn't afford to take these lessons, or I couldn't afford to take those lessons, yeah? Okay, on a regular basis. On a regular basis means regularly, so I couldn't afford, yeah, so it's better to say those because it's about the past. Some people say this, but yeah, let's say it more grammatically correctly. So on a regular basis, we're talking about those lessons. Okay, so right. And you see, the second reason is that when you speak English with a teacher, it's another kind of conversation. I wanted to speak English with ordinary people and have a real English conversation, yeah, but not this format. I mean, student, teacher, I mean, I don't like this format, yeah. So I like it, but not absolutely. So to cut a long story short, yeah, what did you do after that? So what really helped you become fluent in one day? So what did you do? Well, it's what I'm talking about. I was fed up with my previous, let me call it, unsuccessful experience. So fed up with means I was bored with it, yeah, I didn't like it. I decided to make a change in my life. Change, really, I wanted to change something. What was it? And I'll tell you how it happened. So I went to one international conference and got to know one native speaker from the United States, yeah, from the United States, of course, from the United States. So it means that there was one international conference in our city, and I got to know one. It means that I met this person. I met a native speaker from the United States. He tried to communicate with other people, who were at that conference, but he was disappointed. He was very upset, yeah, because they couldn't understand him, and he couldn't speak normally with them, yeah, because of it. So the reason was poor listening skills, very bad listening skills. Yeah, he was very disappointed and he couldn't find, a good speaking partner for him. Yeah, I think they understand it. Oh, really? Yes, that's it. Luckily, so it was really good luck. I had perfect listening skills and I was able to understand everything he was saying. Yeah, really. He was really surprised. Yeah, he was shocked and pleased. So it was the following. So yeah, the following thing happened. I asked him and answered using simple and short phrases as I was used to doing it. Yeah, really, I was used to doing it. So if it's our habit, we use the structure used to doing something. I was used to doing it, so it was a normal practice for me. Yeah, just to ask, simple questions and to answer. Yeah, and to answer those questions using simple words and phrases. But the main difference is that our conversation was much longer than 2 or 3 minutes, right? Okay, but there are some more things I'd like to tell you. So really, our conversation was really long. I showed him around that place and we discussed many things, simple and more difficult ones, yeah? So that experience was new for me. I mean, having a long conversation, a really long conversation with a native speaker. I had never had such kind of practice. So how can you say it another way? So yeah, what do you mean? So the thing is that most people have got used to having short conversations, yeah, but it isn't so good for fluency. You don't have enough time to feel real confidence, to be really sure that you can speak English fluently. You need longer conversations. I remember one of my students, and she really wanted to improve her English greatly, so mostly speaking and reach complete fluency in English. So she really wanted to improve her English greatly, and what did she do? She asked me for daily lessons, which lasted for 4 hours without a break. Yeah, really, yeah, really. So just imagine it. So she wanted to study English daily, and she took, these English lessons. Well, one English lesson lasted for 4 hours without a break, without any breaks at all. Only English. Just imagine it. So we had great lessons. They're still in my memory. Her result was unbelievable. So you need to have one very long conversation to become fluent. Okay? With the teacher, I think it's good if it's a native speaker and he or she isn't your teacher to have a real English conversation. So if it isn't possible, try to have longer conversations anyway. So it's the crucial point. It's the most important point, yeah? You need to be in this, English speaking atmosphere for a long time and you'll feel wings to fly, yeah? Really, it's an amazing feeling. Okay, really, wings and you fly, yeah? Good comparison. So what else can you say? That native speaker praised my English a lot, so it's a very important thing too. So it gave me confidence, so I felt confident. So I lost fear and started using them very effectively. Yeah, I started using actually different phrases very effectively. I was speaking English so naturally that I couldn't believe my eyes. So if your speaking partner tells you how good your English is, it's also a very big plus, yeah? So really you need to improve your listening skills a lot, so you'll hear some compliments about your English and really you'll feel wings to fly. It's also important thing when someone praises you, so it really motivates you greatly. So motivation is unbelievably great when you hear it, when you hear such positive words and phrases. Okay, thank you very much, my friends. So I really try to do my best, to get my message across. Thank you. See you. Hi, my friends. Welcome to the channel English Professionally, and this video is very special. So you see, it's how to learn English, and you also see 50 questions of English learners with answers. So I really hope it's a great video and you'll support it with your likes, shares and comments. Okay, thanks a lot. And my friends, really, I prefer to make not just simple videos, but great ones. Very good ones, okay? So very good videos. I really hope it's a great video and it can help you a lot. My friends, thank you very much for likes, shares and support. These are 50 most common English questions with answers about learning English. Yeah, very good, really very good. Okay, excellent. And so the first one, okay, and so please have a look at all these questions. So if you don't find a question you are interested in, please write about it in the comments below. So how long will it take me to learn English? Well, if you are an absolute beginner, absolute beginner means that if you don't know anything about English, if you know nothing about English, it can take you 2 or 3 years, really. If you learn English effectively, it means if you know how to learn it. Otherwise, yes, otherwise, so it's otherwise. So if you don't do it otherwise, it can take you ages. It can take you ages. It's a phrase. It can take you a very, very long time. Yeah, it can take you a very, very long time, okay? So really, students often ask me, so how long will it take me to learn English? Okay, 2-3 years if you learn it effectively. Okay, so next. So what level can I have after half a year if I'm a beginner now? So I believe you can have a strong intermediate level, so middle level, okay? I know lots of students who did it, and I'm so happy about these results. I know they studied English really hard, and they got a result they wanted and expected. So they thought that they would have this result. Okay, so really, if you want to have an intermediate level, strong intermediate level, so you can do it in half a year. Okay, next, if I really want to have a good result, do I really need to pay money for it? Not necessarily. Not necessarily means that you don't need to do it. You don't need to do it, or you don't have to do it. So why? Why should you do it? Really, you can learn English without paying any money. So we say without paying any money at all. Yeah. So you don't need to pay any money at all. So, and if you have a good teacher, it's an advantage. So it's an advantage, or it's a plus, it's a good thing. But don't think you can't learn English without paying big money, okay? So please don't think that if you don't have money, so you can't learn English. No, you can learn English. So you can learn English, okay? You can do it for free. Well, so 4. How can I improve English by myself? So by myself, it means that you don't have a teacher or you don't attend English courses, okay? So try to improve all your skills. Improve means try to make them better. So grammar, listening, speaking, reading and writing. Have a plan. It's a very important thing. Have a plan for each day. Have a plan for each day, okay? So it's, when you know what you have to do today, it's when you know what you have to do tomorrow, and so you have a plan, so important. Have a system, yes, and study regularly every day. Listen as much as you can, please listen. It's so important to listen, it's very, very important. Okay, next. How can I improve my speaking skills? It's just a matter of practice. It's just a matter of practice means it's the most important thing. So practice. So please practice speaking. Practice speaking English is the most important thing. So if you practice, so you'll have good progress if you have lots of practice. If you don't start practicing English daily, you'll be improving them very slowly. You'll be improving these skills very slowly. So you need daily English practice, okay? Also listen more. It's also a very important thing. So only reading and doing grammar exercises won't help, so that many students only read and they can read, so they know some grammar, but they can't speak. So why? Why can't they speak? Because they don't have this English speaking practice and they don't listen enough to English speech. Okay, 6. How can I improve my listening skills? Yeah, it's a very important question. So you might think that you just need to listen more, but it isn't enough. Yeah, so that teachers often say, okay, listen more. No, it isn't true. You need to do other things, and you need to listen and see the text at the same time, so that you can catch every word, so that you can understand every word, every phrase, every structure. So it's a very important thing. So listen and see the text at the same time. So only listening isn't enough, okay? And listen more while doing other things, yeah? So we talked about it. So when you go somewhere, so when you walk in the streets, so just listen, listen, and listen. So listen all the time. So as much as you can. So important, really, it's so important, okay? So next, how can I improve my grammar? Really, how can I improve my grammar? Make sure, it means that be sure, you need to be sure, so that you know all the basic grammar, so all the most important grammar for beginners and elementary students, basic grammar. Many students make mistakes because they didn't learn it thoroughly. Thoroughly means very hard, okay? So they go to the next and next level, then go to the next and next level step by step. So you need to do it, yeah? And don't forget to do exercises, yeah? So you need to learn, first of all, the basic grammar, so different topics, yeah, different units of basic grammar, not just English tenses, yeah, not just it. So there are lots of things, yeah, and study it very hard, very thoroughly. Then go to the next and next level, step by step, yeah, and don't forget to do exercises. It's very important. Okay, so how can I improve my writing skills? When you write, it's about grammar and spelling. Spelling, it means that, so how we write some words. You also need to widen your vocabulary, so you need to make it larger, you need to make it wider. Do more exercises, write more and more. So you need to do exercises, more and more writing exercises. It's a memory of your hand. It's a memory of your hand when you write, and it's good. You can write about something on a regular basis, yeah? On a regular basis means regularly. It means that you have some ideas, so in your language, and you know, you write about it in English. So maybe you have, you know, a notebook and you write there. So it's so interesting and important, just for more practice. 9. How can I improve my pronunciation? Listening to native speakers isn't enough. You need to repeat after them. Please repeat after them. So stop and repeat. Stop and repeat. For example, you can do it 1 hour a day. If you don't have time, do it for 20 minutes, for instance, but listen more too. So repeat and listen. Repeat and listen, but it's very important to repeat. Next, how to speak English more fluently. Don't be afraid of making a mistake, so don't have this fear. Speak more. Use simple phrases. Yes, very important to use simple phrases to speak faster. If you want to speak faster, you need to use simple words, simple phrases. Try to think in English during the day. Yeah, try to think in English during the day. How to think in English? You know, you can start thinking in English. We say start doing for 5 minutes a day. Yeah, so do it several times a day. Then you can think for a longer period of time, for example, 7 minutes, 10 minutes a day, and it should be your habit. It should be a habit. You should do it regularly, every day, So it's very important. The skill is very important. Do I need to speak English only with native speakers? No, that's not true. It's often difficult to find them and speak for a long time and every day. If your level is lower than upper intermediate, you can find people from any country for more speaking practice. If not, you need to speak mostly to native speakers, okay? So it's a good idea, yeah, to speak only to native speakers. So if your level is upper intermediate and or higher, so if your level is lower, so it's okay, you can find a speaking partner from another country. So how to learn English words? Learn them in context, with examples. Read more and listen. It must be a memory of your eyes, yeah, so when you see, of your ears, so when you hear, and with your hand when you write. So how to learn English speaking easily? Relax. It means don't worry. You don't do it for a school or a teacher. No one is interested in your mistakes. So your mistakes aren't interesting for other people. It's just the idea in your mind. You speak for communication. Just speak. If you are a little bit worried about your mistakes, work on your grammar. Yeah. Do lots of simple exercises. Yeah, start with simple exercises. How to learn English effectively? There should be two things which when you understand it. So, I mean, when you understand it, that you learn English effectively. You need to feel progress soon. Yeah, the first thing. And you also need to enjoy learning English. So we say enjoy doing. You really need to like, yeah, learning English, because you feel this progress. If it doesn't happen, you need to change something. Yeah, you need to change something. So there is a problem. Find a clear goal or a clear aim and motivation. Why you need it? Why you need it? Yes, why you need it? So you really need to understand why you need it. So please have motivation. Please have an aim or a goal. And the next very important thing is that you need to learn at least 2 hours a day for good progress. How can I find a good English teacher? If you really want to do it, look at his or her students' results. It's the only criteria. Okay? So only this thing can show this teacher's professionalism. Yeah? So often just students ask me, so do you know a good English teacher? Yeah, you need to ask, students. You need to ask students first, yes, and actually to ask them about their results. Yeah. So if they have a good result, good results, this teacher is great. Yeah, and only this way, not only recommendation, no, not only advertising, no. You need to look at his or her students' results and progress, only this way, okay? So next, how to learn English in 1 month. Okay, are you really sure that you need to do it? If you find a teacher and learn all day, you can learn English up to intermediate level. It means up to intermediate level, it means so you can have an intermediate level but not higher. So I think so. If you're really gifted in languages, so gifted means that if you have a real talent, so if you have real talent, if you're really talented, yeah, if you're really gifted in languages and have a perfect memory, if your memory is really good, okay? So it's important to know it perfectly. So it's important to know English perfectly, and it will take longer, yeah? So it means that, okay, so maybe you can reach this level, an intermediate level, yeah? If you really work all day, study English all day with a teacher, and you have very good skills and great talent. But to learn it, another way, when you know everything about English or you have a very high level, it will take longer, okay? So next, can I learn 2 foreign languages at the same time? It's possible. So it means, yeah, you can do it anyway. If you really want a perfect result and fast, perfect result means very good result and fast, you need to focus on one language. So focus on or concentrate on one language, or just study one language if you need just this result fast. How to learn English with movies? It's a very interesting idea indeed. However, don't think that it can replace traditional methods completely. It can replace means don't think that you can use only this method but not traditional methods. Ideally, it means that ideally, it will be great, yeah. You need to watch them with English subtitles. It's great when you watch them with English subtitles and have at least intermediate level, okay? So what I'm talking about is that, okay, so watching movies is very interesting, but it isn't for beginners. It isn't for beginners. So you need to watch them with subtitles, and it's good if your level is minimum or at least intermediate, but it's good, yeah? Well, so what dictionary should I use? It's also a very good question. In the beginning, you need to use a bilingual dictionary. So bilingual, so that you can see a translation from English into your language. So bilingual, it means English, and then you have a translation, yes? Then you need to start using a monolingual dictionary. It's a very important thing, more and more, especially from intermediate level. Yeah, monolingual dictionary when all the explanations are in English. It will help you think in English and do it fast. Yeah, it's a very important thing. Well, how can I stop making mistakes? It really annoys me. It really annoys me. It means that I don't really like it. So there are two ways. The first way is short, while the second way is longer. You can start, the first way. You can start using simple phrases, just use simple phrases, use simple language, simple words, simple structures. If you are sure about this phrase, word, or structure, use it. If not, if you aren't sure, don't use it, okay? It's the first way. And the second way is that you need to do lots of grammar exercises for different levels, and so you'll do this exercise and you'll improve your grammar. Well, do I need to know all English tenses? It's a good idea to know what they mean, but what? But your main task is to know the most important tenses first, okay? It means that you use, if you look at English conversation, so we don't use all these tenses, and you need to use just the most important ones, such as present simple, past simple, future simple, present continuous, present perfect, past continuous, past perfect, and present perfect continuous, okay? Please have a look at our playlists on grammar too, okay? Grammar, English tenses, okay? Well, good. Next, I don't understand when I should use this or that tense, okay? So, many things come from practice and experience. You need to do three things. First, learn these tenses. So you need to understand this grammar. So how do we form this tense? So when do we use it? You need to know some theory, okay? Some theoretical information. Second, do exercises, yes? So not only reading, and exercises too. And third, read more, a very important thing. So few students know about it. So read more and try to understand why this or that tense is used. Why this or that tense is used. So you need to read and you need to pay attention to it. Pay attention to grammar, to English tenses. You need to analyze. You need to try to analyze the situation. For example, you see, okay, so this tense is used. So is used. Why do we have is used? And you need to understand that is used, it's passive voice. It's passive voice for present simple. It's passive voice for present simple. And so you read and try to analyze, try to understand. So why we have this grammar. It's a very important thing. Okay, good. What is next? Is English easy or difficult? This language isn't so difficult. At the same time, it means I also want to say it isn't so easy. It's relatively easy. It's relatively easy, or it's quite easy to reach a pre-intermediate level. So okay, so it won't take you long. It won't take you actually long. It means that you won't spend lots of time in it. So the most difficult thing is to move ahead, or to go ahead and do what? And reach an advanced level is the most difficult thing, yeah? So many students, most students have this level pre-intermediate, but few students have, that a level higher than intermediate, so it's the most difficult thing, so, and it's really very difficult, okay? Okay, next, what's the most difficult thing about learning English? Okay, really, what is it? To find time for it every day. Yeah, really, it's the biggest problem, I think. So luckily, it means that fortunately, so we have this luck. So yeah, there are so many free resources nowadays. Nowadays, it's the same as now, but it's a bit more formal nowadays. You just need to find time. Yeah, it's the main problem. If you learn English for 2 hours every day, I won't believe that you won't have progress. It means that if you really learn English every day and for 2 hours, you'll make progress. Yeah, you'll make progress. Okay, good. So, what is the best way to practice English? So find an English-speaking partner, but not from your country. It's an important thing, yeah, but not from your country. It's better. One more important thing. It's better to find several partners, not more than one. Yeah, you need to speak English with different people, not just with one person. Okay, good. What should I read? Start with adapted books for different levels. Yeah, it's a very important thing. Adapted books and for different levels. You can start from the lowest level, for example, beginner or elementary, and the next very important thing, written by native speakers. It's a very important thing, yeah? So this language will be very natural. So you need only natural language, only natural, actually English, and they contain most common English words. Contain means there are most common English words in these books. And you need to get used to these words, phrases, and structures. It means that actually you need to see these words, phrases, and structures and understand them. So it's very important for your speech. Yeah, it can help you, speak English fast too. A very important thing. Next, how much should I read to get to the next level? Okay. So please, my friend, don't think that after reading one book, yeah, we say after doing something, after reading one book, you'll go to the next level and so on. It's very naive, yeah? It's very naive. It means that, in fact, it isn't so. It's a good idea to read something simple a lot. So read a lot, but simple things, just to feel more confident. You need to feel more confident, okay? And you'll have this, okay, I understand everything. I understand every word. And one more important thing, my friend, and you need to understand every sentence or every grammar structure, all these, you need to understand all these grammar structures, and you need not just, so many students say, okay, it's easy, we can translate it, not this way. If you can translate it, it isn't enough. You need to understand why we have this preposition there, in or at, or why we have this tense here, so past simple or present perfect. It's very important. It's work, yeah? So read more simple text and analyze these texts, these citations, this material, okay? So, and it can be 10 books, yeah, it can be 10 books at one level or more. It's okay. You learn for yourself. Yes, focus on quality, quality, okay? Quality, not just the number of books or, okay, so you learn English for yourself. Well, my friend, so the next possible question, how can I improve my grammar greatly? It's a very good question. I know that many students do the following. Please listen, this information is very important and I'm sure it will help you, okay? So they learn one grammar book, for example, elementary, then they go to the next grammar book, intermediate, and then they find it extremely difficult. It means they find it very difficult, yeah? So this elementary book was very easy for them. Then they go to this book, it's very difficult and they aren't very happy. And then maybe they can study it, yeah? Then they look at the next level, advanced level, and what happens next? And they stop learning grammar. They stop learning grammar. So is this situation familiar to you? So do you know this situation? Do you know people who were in this situation? I think so. My friend, you need to do another thing. You need to study several books at one level. For example, 2 or 3 books, elementary level. So it's very important, not just one book. So 2, 3, maybe 4 or 5. So you need to feel confident. You need to be sure that you know all this information. You need more exercises, yeah, more exercises. So 2 or 3 books, intermediate level, and so on. And only after that you'll go to upper intermediate level or to advanced level. Okay, so maybe you'll find more books for this or that level. It's good. So you need to have lots of grammar practice, lots of not one book isn't enough. Yeah, just a myth. It's just a myth. You'll forget everything very quickly, my friend. And my friend, this piece of advice is very simple, but it can help you greatly. I mean, this recommendation. Unfortunately, it means it's a pity. Few people, not many people know it and do it, but you know it, and I hope that you start doing it, okay? Next, how many English words should I know? Well, to communicate effectively with other people, 2 means if you want to communicate effectively with other people, you need to know about 3,000 English words. So not 100, not 500, it's too little, believe me, it's too little. If you want to understand a lot, I mean native speakers, so in different situations, you need to know minimum 10,000 English words, minimum 10,000 English words, because they use lots of words, they use lots of phrases, and you need to know it, okay? Good. Well, should I read or listen more? English pronunciation is very important. You need to read and listen, yeah, read and listen at the same time. Only reading isn't so effective, believe me, isn't so effective, yeah? People did it earlier, so maybe 40 years ago, 50 years ago, but not now, not nowadays, okay? So when you listen, it's like listening to real native speakers in England or America for free, yeah? It's really good. So you know that earlier people couldn't do it, yeah? So they went to England, they went to America just to listen, but you can do it staying at home. My friend, it's amazing. It's an amazing opportunity, and I just want to ask you, don't miss this opportunity, don't miss this chance, okay? Listen to English speech as much as you can, my friend. Well, next, should I study British or American English? It depends on your aims. It means that you can have different ideas, you can have different thoughts, your motivation can be different. And if you want to live or study in America, for example, you need to focus on American English, and the opposite, yes? So if you want to live in Britain, so you need British English. So I believe the best thing is to be able to understand both British and American English. So you need to understand both British and American English, not only British, not only American English, okay? Good. Okay, should I read classical literature to improve my English? No, it isn't a good idea. Focus on modern English, yeah? If you really want to improve your English fast, you need to focus on modern English. It's a very important thing. Should I read only English books? It's a good idea to read books, but not only them. Read different topics, conversations, yeah, so conversations, we have lots of topics, conversations on this channel. So when your level gets higher, read newspapers, magazines and articles more. And so when you have an advanced level or upper intermediate level, so it will be very easy for you to read these newspapers and magazines. It's a very important practice, okay? Good. How to learn English pronunciation? So I think that you were waiting for this question. Okay, so just shortly, but very interestingly and effectively, mostly by listening and repeating. So you can improve it mostly by listening and repeating. So you need to listen and repeat. Not only listen, listen and repeat, but that's not all. I will tell you what you need to do, what else you need to do, okay? So if you want more, listen, it's also a good idea to learn how to move your tongue to pronounce English sounds. Yeah, really. There are some differences in pronunciation of English sounds and sounds in your mother tongue. And you know, if you want actually to have a better pronunciation, so you need to actually to study this thing too. Yeah, it's also very important because there are some differences in pronunciation. So in the movement of your tongue, it's also very important. Okay, good. How to learn English phrases? You might think that you can remember all of them if you have a list of them, so when you have them on paper. But this method doesn't work. It doesn't work, yes, this method doesn't work. You need to read and listen a lot. Only this way, read and listen a lot. These phrases will be met again and again, and you'll remember them, okay? So do you remember our idea about, when we analyze the text, the situation will be met? So what is the structure? Will be met. So we call it passive voice. We call it passive voice, and the tense is future simple. Passive voice, future simple. Okay, some people say, oh, it's boring, we don't want it, we don't need it. No, it isn't boring. You need to understand it. If you don't understand it, you don't know English. So you need to focus on grammar, okay? Will be met, will be plus the third form or past participle again and again, and you remember them. Next, should I attend English courses? It's up to you, or as you wish. So if you wanted, so you can attend these English courses. If you want to have a teacher, why not? If you have money, yeah, really. If you have money, why not? But as for me, this method isn't suitable. It means that this method isn't good for me, doesn't suit me. As means because I spend lots of time. I spend lots of time on the way there and back. Yes, lots of time on the way there and back. Then I need to put on my clothes, to take off my clothes, and lots of other things related to my preparation. And it's a lot of time. It's a lot of time. Really, I don't like it. So I prefer actually to learn at home. And most people think, yeah, one more important thing, really. Most people think that they can only make progress if they attend some English courses. So if they go to some English courses, that's not true. That's not true. Yeah, it's just this idea in your mind. So some people think, oh, if we have a teacher, if we take private lessons, or if we attend some English courses, if we pay money, we can make good progress. If not, we can't. No, it's a myth. It's an illusion. That's not true. So there are so many resources online, and good resources, and our channel is one of them. Our channel English Profession is one of them. You need to study, and that's all. You don't need to pay. You don't need to waste your time. When you go somewhere and it takes an hour or more. No, you can do it. You can do it for free. You can learn English for free. Okay, what do you think about a video format of learning English? If it's a good lesson, yeah, we need to say it is or it's, yeah, it's better to say it's. Native speakers mostly use short forms. It's very effective, yeah, if it's a good lesson, because there are so many bad lessons too, and they are ineffective. You can watch this lesson again and again. I hope that you understand what I'm talking about, while sitting comfortably on your chair. Yeah, just use your, actually, some teachers, who upload videos on YouTube, they say, so they don't care what you do. They just want, you to learn. And that's the most important thing, okay? So, and it's really very comfortable. It's very comfortable, and this method is suitable, yeah, for lots of English learners. Very good format. And more than that, or in addition to that, it's absolutely free. You don't need to pay. Yeah, it's a real revolution in online education. And I'm so glad, my friends, that I have this amazing opportunity. I have this unique chance to share my knowledge with you. Yeah, so it was in my head, and now it isn't only in my head. So actually, that's great. Yeah, that's great, and it's thanks to our modern technology. Okay, thanks to the internet, thanks to YouTube, and thanks to the support, of course. So actually, it's actually your part too. It's your part too. So I mean that this channel is growing thanks to your support. It's a very important thing, and thanks a lot, my friends. I'd like to thank you very much, but we need to go ahead. Okay, how to improve my vocabulary? One more good question. Well, there are different methods, and there is one good method: learn English words grouped into categories. For example, you learn different words about money, about job. So you have a text, a conversation, you have exercises. It's a one, or just learn a list of English words for revision. It's also good, that we have this list on our channel too. Good. So what do you think about international exams for English learners? International exams. Yeah, do you know? Do you know it? So it's worth preparing for them. So this structure worth doing, it means it's a good idea to prepare for these exams. So it can help you see your real level, as well as giving you a clear idea, as well as it means it can also give you a clear idea what skills you need to work on. Yeah, and so maybe you have problems with reading skills, with writing skills, but you don't know about it. You just need to actually to do these sample papers to do it, to try to take it, and you'll see your real level. It's also very important, and it's very good for your motivation. Okay, so how to speak English more naturally? Well, good question. Yeah. So what you need to do is to study materials written by native speakers. It's very important. Yeah. Or written by very professional English teachers. Watch more lessons on speaking with subtitles. The problem is that students often study English grammar, and these books are ineffective. So just choose the best books written by native speakers. Or if this person isn't a native speaker, he or she should be very, very professional, so that you can see the result and trust him. It's okay too, but professionalism is in the first place. Okay. And next, my friends, watch more lessons on speaking with subtitles. It's very important. So really, I don't understand, some people upload videos on speaking, but they don't have subtitles. Okay, and how am I going to learn? Maybe I understand the basic ideas. Some students think this way, but I need to understand everything. It's better, yeah, actually to watch these lessons with subtitles. Yeah, you need to see the text to catch each phrase. We talked about it. Next, how to speak English faster. There are several things which can really help you. Use simple words and structures. We talked about it and you'll be speaking English very fast. Don't think in your mother tongue. Yeah, it means that you need to think in English. Think in English, and you know that you need to try to speak to yourself on different subjects. For example, you choose a subject, learning English, and then you start speaking. Okay, so how is it effective to learn English? I suppose that there are different ways, and so as for me, I suppose that the most effective way of learning English is, and then you continue, you speak, and it's very effective too. And try to do it as soon as possible. So please try it, and you can also record yourself. Yeah. It's very easy to listen to other recordings, to other lessons, and I know that sometimes students criticize other teachers' lessons, and they don't understand how difficult it is to record a long lesson, not just a short one, and they need to record their speech, and they need to look at their result or their product, yes, and their pronunciation, and they'll be surprised and they'll be maybe shocked. They won't be happy about this result, but you need to know it. You need to know it, how it looks like. Okay, so do it from time to time and see or measure your progress. Next, can I learn English during the sleep or while sleeping. So you can say during the sleep. So it's one way of saying it. So I wanted to type it first, or while sleeping. Okay, good question. Thank you. Well, you can't learn it during the sleep. Almost not. Yeah. Anyway, it's very effective to learn it before going to bed. So before going to bed, it's very effective to learn English before going to bed. And maybe you'll have dreams in English. Do you have dreams in English, my friends? So your brains work and you improve your English. So, and it's also a good method. You need to try. Okay, how to learn 100 English words a day? Yeah? You may have heard, it means maybe you heard, yeah? You may have heard many times, you may have heard it many times, but this method doesn't work. If you aren't a beginner, yeah, if you aren't a beginner, you can learn the first 1000 English words very quickly because you refresh your knowledge. It means you remember. You remember what you studied earlier, and you refresh your knowledge, and you knew. And you knew 95% of these words earlier. Yeah, you can do it very fast. So it isn't learning, it isn't remembering, but if you are an absolute beginner, it's impossible. You can learn it, but you'll forget it. You'll forget it very quickly, okay? I promise. Next, should I write down everything what I hear to improve my English? So you don't need to do it. It can take you too long, really. You don't need to write down every word which you hear when you listen to something. No. How to speak English automatically? You know, it's only by having lots of English speaking practice in familiar situations. So in familiar and in unfamiliar situations. So situations which are rarely met to in different situations. Only practice, lots of speaking practice. So is it easier to learn other foreign languages after English? Much easier. It's a fact, really. So, and you can try to do it and you'll see it. Okay, and two more very good questions. So what is better, to know English perfectly or several languages but upper intermediate level, or maybe several languages intermediate level? And I can tell you the following, that it depends on your aim or on your aims, yeah, if you have some aims. Personally, or as for me, I believe you need to have an upper intermediate level of English, or what? Or an advanced level, it means the highest level. As for other languages, you don't need to have such a high level, so it can be intermediate or upper intermediate, but I believe that you should have an advanced level in English. And the last one, okay, very important question. So I sometimes feel that the process of learning English is endless. It means without end. So I learn many new words and again, so new structures, and as a result I get depressed. I'm very sad. My friend, please don't give up. So don't feel depressed. It does have an end. Thus, it's universal. It means it really has an end. Follow the tips in this lesson and other lessons on the channel English Professionally. Yes, and it will help you. And you know, my friend, I look forward to your great progress in English. And I really hope that you'll start using these tips and you'll have an advanced level in English soon, and you'll be very happy, yeah, when you learn English. It's very important to enjoy the process. So two things: you make good progress and you enjoy learning English and you smile. Okay, so my progress is really good. Thank you, my friends. See you. Hi, my friends. Welcome to the channel English Professionally. And this video is how to learn 50,000 English words. Right, not 5,000, but really 50,000 English words. Just imagine it, okay? So really, let's talk about it. So it's a very important subject, okay? So is it a joke? No, I'm really serious about this idea to learn 50,000 English words, and I know that it's possible. Really, I'm serious, it's possible to learn it, and I really think that we need to know. So 50,000 English words or more, and I'll tell you why, okay? So don't you think that it's enough to know, let's say 2,000 or maybe 3,000 English words? Why do I need so many words, and how can I really learn it? Really a good question. Okay, so thanks a lot for your questions. So you really asked them in the right place and at the right time, as they say. Yeah, a good phrase. In the right place and at the right time, as they say, or as people say. Yeah, I'll tell you the most important secrets of learning such a number of English words and why you really need it. So really, most people don't understand that they need such a number of English words, so they think, okay, so 1000 is enough, 2000 is enough, or 3000 is enough, but in fact it isn't. And so okay, let's get it started. So the thing is, yeah, a nice phrase, the thing is, there is a widespread belief, so most people believe so, most people think so. You need to know about 2000 or 3000 English words to know English. Yeah, I think that most people tend to think so. The fact is that it's enough for basic purposes. I mean, for basic purposes or for basic aims. Yeah, so if you want to speak English, but you don't want to know English really well, you don't want to know English perfectly. So, and in fact, I have to tell you one more important thing. So, only the knowledge of these words means nothing. Yeah, only the knowledge of these words means nothing. Okay, so you can know 3000, you can know 50,000 English words, but only the knowledge of these words, when you know the translation of these words, isn't enough. It's nothing. Yeah, and what do you need to do? You need to be able to do much more. In fact, you need to know how to use them, and you should do it spontaneously and naturally. So it's a very important thing. So you need to know how to use them, in what context, in what situations, and you should do it naturally and spontaneously, like native speakers of English. So people who were born, let's say, in England or America. So good. Why do you think it isn't enough? If you know approximately this number of words, so approximately means about, maybe a little bit less, a little bit more, this number of words, I mean 2000 and 3000, and you can use them effectively in your speech, so you can use them quite well in your speech. It means that your level is about intermediate. It's about intermediate. Yeah, it's intermediate. It's only this level. To have an advanced level of English, you need to know at least means minimum 10,000 English words. Yeah, I believe so. At least minimum or more. And basically, I believe so. This number is about, yeah, actually from 10,000 to 30,000 English words for strong advanced students. Yeah, this number of words. So 2,000, 3,000, it's too little. Just for basic English conversation. Yeah, it isn't enough. Yeah, really, it's important. Okay, so all right. Why are we talking about 50,000 English words, really? So we've talked about, 10,000, maybe 30,000, but why, really? Why are we talking about 50,000 English words? Actually, there is one more level which is higher than advanced. So it's called proficiency. Really? So it's an interesting fact. Again, so most people think that, okay, so I want to know English well, so then they look at different levels and they say, oh, so I can have an advanced level, so it's a great idea, and so my aim is to reach an advanced level. And so they think about it quite often, but they don't realize that it isn't the highest level. It isn't the highest level. There is one more high level. Yeah, we called it proficiency. So what does it imply? Or what does it mean? What does it imply or what does it mean? It implies or it means that you know English like an educated native speaker. Yeah, So it's a very important thing, not just like a native speaker, but like an educated native speaker. So it's really a very high level. It's a completely different level, and it's another stage. It's another level. It's another stage. Could you clarify this point, or could you say it more clearly? So really, what does it mean? What does it mean? So to know English like an educated native speakers. And yeah, let's get back to our discussion. Okay, I hope you won't deny the fact. You won't deny the fact means you won't say no, yeah? It's very easy to get an elementary level, so it's very easy, yeah, to have a basic level, So you can do it within a very short period of time. It means that, so really, if you haven't learned English, so you can have a basic level actually in a very short period of time, or within a very short period of time you can do it actually very fast. So by the way, it's more difficult to reach the next level, so it's a fact. So okay, maybe it took you a month or 2 months or maybe less time to reach an elementary level, yeah? So you want to have the next level, pre-intermediate, and the fact is it's more difficult to reach the next level, which pre-intermediate, as it takes more time and energy. So it can take 3 times longer or so, or 4 times longer. So if you want to have a strong intermediate level, it's another big challenge, or it's another big task, yeah? It's another maybe big plan problem. So in fact, it's several times more difficult to know English at this level. Yeah, we say at this level, at a certain level. So it's really difficult, to get an intermediate level. Yeah, and the most difficult thing is, to move further, or to move ahead to get the next level. Yeah, so okay, I got it. So I got it, or I understood it. So as far as I understand, so really I understand it this way, it's more and more difficult to get the next level, Yeah, right, yeah. If we try to be realistic, yeah, so let's be honest, yeah, honestly, or frankly speaking, most students have a pre-intermediate level, so it's a fact, pre-intermediate. So few people reach an advanced level, so not so many people, so maybe 5%, maybe 3%, it isn't such an easy thing. So, and the question is, why do they have this level? Why do they have this pre-intermediate level? Don't they want to have an advanced level? They want, but it's much more difficult. So it's very difficult. To get a level which is higher than intermediate is very difficult, yeah, because it's much more work. So, and really it's extremely difficult to reach an advanced level, so it's a lot of work. It's lots of work. Okay, good. So what about proficiency? Yeah, we talked about it. It's much more difficult than having an advanced level. So really, okay, so that you can have an advanced level, but to reach this level, proficiency, it's it's such a big challenge. So it can take you years. It can take you years and many years. And really, how many words you need to know English like an educated native speaker? And how many words do you know in your native language? So how many words? So I think it's more than 100,000. Yeah, more. Okay. So you understand that if you want to know English perfectly, to understand everything, so different phrases in any situation, so 99% or 100%, yeah, not just 90%, 80%. If you understand 80%, 85%, so 90%, you feel uncomfortable because you don't understand some important points. Okay, you understand most of this information, but it isn't everything. But if you want to understand everything in any context, so you need to know more, and I believe it's about this number, so 50,000 English words. And you see that to know English perfectly, 50,000 English words isn't such a big number, and it's real to learn them, really. So you said so that maybe you know 100,000 words in your native language. So if you want to know English perfectly, so this number is okay. So I see your point, and I really want to have this level. What should I do for it? Do I need to take a list of most common 50,000 English words and learn it? So it's really a good question. So most people think so, okay, I'll take a list of most common English words and I learn it very quickly. Okay, so we should say the following. Well, it won't help you. It won't help you. Won't means will not. You can refresh your knowledge. So refresh your knowledge means you can remember, yeah, what you learned earlier, looking at a list of most common English words with examples, if you have already met the most part of them. And this method is really good. So let's look actually at our channel. So we have a list, you know, of 2,000 most common English words, 2,500 English words. So the lists are quite good. So if you really want, I mean, to refresh your knowledge and you know maybe 85% and 90%, 80%, but not less. So if you know less, you need to work more and more. So it won't help you. Okay? So especially if it's about this list. I mean, list of 550, yeah, not 550, you know, 1,000 English words. And if these words are new for you, yeah, if these words are new for you, yeah, so mostly new, it won't lead to anything good. So you won't have a good result. So really, it's I think it is an irrational way of learning English. So you need to learn them only in context, okay? Are there special techniques or are there special methods so how we can learn it really effectively? I believe I should start reading something in the original, and I'll understand all these words in context. Yeah, so most people think so, okay, really? So I just need to take a book, yeah, and you know, we often hear these kind of things as you need to start reading something in the original and you'll understand everything. I don't agree with it. It's a myth, really. This thought is very naive, so it isn't serious, it isn't objective. You can do it for your level, you can do it if your level is advanced. So if your level is advanced, yeah, you can take a book in the original and you can understand a lot, yeah, looking at the context. If not, it won't help you. So it will be a complete nightmare. It will be a terrible thing. So if not, you need to learn simplified books, yeah, for each level first. You need to start with simplified materials. It's an important thing. So only this, not only, and actually to enlarge your vocabulary, you need to learn special materials on vocabulary, special books on vocabulary, so for different levels and for advanced levels, for proficiency level 2. So it's a faster way. Only reading without explanations isn't enough. So you need to learn special books on vocabulary for higher levels too. So, and not only reading, so reading and listening. Okay, so what else? You also need to read a lot. So, and that's, now I'd like to give you actually some important tips. I remember that I decided to read, to read one English book a week in the original, yeah. So my level was advanced, or shown upper intermediate, but I think it was advanced, yeah, in the original, and I did it. So I chose different materials, so which were interesting for me, only modern English, and I improved my vocabulary greatly. So, and actually, so reading 100 pages a day wasn't impossible. So it was possible to read 100 pages a day. So it, you know, it was such a big challenge. So I did it. So okay, so I have a plan. So I have to read 100 pages today. Okay, no problem. So I have to do the same tomorrow. 100 pages again. It's a lot. Yeah, just imagine it. So if we look at 1 month, it's 3,000 pages. It's lots of words, lots of vocabulary, and in fact, it accelerated the process of getting to know more English words. So it accelerated the process, yeah, actually of learning these English words. It's an important thing, yeah. Okay, but maybe you have this kind of question. So it's a good idea, but only in theory. So I can't read so many pages a day, so I often hear it. And I can tell you the following. Look, I know how you can solve this problem. Don't worry. You need to choose a suitable level for you. It's your key to success. You need to meet maximum 10 new words on one page. So really, students often ask me, so what book should I read? So I believe so it's maximum 10 new words on one page, maximum 10 new words. So maybe 5, 10, not more. Not more. If it's more, it means it isn't your level. It isn't your level, and you need to use other materials. So and start with adapted materials. Then choose then choose more and more difficult ones, more and more difficult materials. So the problem is that you can't read maybe 50 pages a day or 30 pages a day because, this information is too difficult for you. Actually choose, suitable materials for you. Where you will know most of these words, 95% of these words, or maybe 98%. And it will be a pleasure for you. It will be a pleasure for you to read these materials. Okay, good. So do I need to train a lot? Absolutely. Reading a lot should be your habit. If you think that you can't read a lot because you meet too many new words and you get bored with it very quickly, it's only an excuse, really. Open your eyes, my friend, open your eyes, okay? So it only means that you've chosen the wrong materials not suitable for your level, really, because really if you understand everything, so these materials are quite simple, it will be a pleasure for you to read them, and you'll read easily 20 pages a day, 30 pages or 40 pages a day, no problem at all, no problem at all. So actually the biggest problem is that most students choose inappropriate materials, so not good enough, so they want to learn everything and in a day or in 2 days. No, just wait a bit. I see. So learning English should be for pleasure. It's an advantage if you can listen to what you read, especially at the beginning of your way. It's an advantage if you can listen to what you read. Really, it's a big advantage. You need to read and listen, especially at the beginning of your way. And really, I don't understand why students only read if their level is low. They need to listen a lot, listening. So, and if your level is low, then upper intermediate. So I believe only reading is so ineffective. Actually, you don't really know. So how ineffective it is. Listen all the time and read. Listen all the time and read. It's very important. So only reading, it's something actually which relates to our previous generation, I believe, maybe to the 20th century, but not to the 21st century. So it's an old method of learning. So replace it, listen more and more. And I have to tell you some more very important tips. Really, don't you understand? Only reading is a very slow way. The fact is that if you are going to learn 50,000 English words or more, you need to spend a lot of time on English, a lot of time on it. And obviously, it's clear or it's obvious you don't have so much time. You don't have so much time, really. It can be a big problem for you. Okay, where can I find so much time to learn, so many English words? And I can tell you the following. So what should I do in this case, it's your question. And the most important tip, and few people, maybe almost no one knows it, but you will know it. You need to have perfect listening skills. To learn these number of words or more, so that you can listen to English while doing something else. Okay, I think that you knew it. Actually, it isn't a new thing for you, but actually, let's go further. And you need to understand new English words in the context, but not only in the reading context. This way isn't perfect. Your aim is to be able to to understand the meaning of new words in the listening context. It's a very important thing. So when actually we hear, okay, understand English words in context, students think only about reading context. It's wrong. It's very slow and it isn't so professional because we don't have so much time, so we can't spend hours reading. But we have time, to listen to different things while doing other things, and you need to understand the meaning of new words when you listen is the most important thing. And to achieve this, you need to have an advanced level of English, and then you'll be able to do it, but you need more and more listening practice. Yeah, actually keep this very important point in mind. So I think no one knows about it, but it's really the most important thing. So we don't have so much free time, so we can't learn these 50,000 English words only by reading. So we don't have so much time, it's impossible, but we can do it while listening, but we need to listen to more advanced materials. And to do this, you need to improve your level first, listen more. So yeah, learn English words in context, but not only in the reading context, it's very slow. In the listening context, both reading and listening context. Okay, my friends, I really hope that this information is extremely useful and you'll follow these tips to reach this level, proficiency. Thank you very much, my friends, and good luck.